Bravo. We can start our meeting promptly on time, and we'll start by looking at the minutes.
I'll make a motion, we accept them as presented.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Corrections, amendments? Okay, then all in favor of accepting the minutes as presented, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstaining? Okay, thank you, Sid.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Got these in on time almost this time.
Yeah, that's great.
This.
George is empathizing because he remembers how much trauma it is. But any public comment? We don't have anybody visiting online today. What do we have next?
Let's see,
Budget.
budget update.
Oh, budget updates. Well, I guess, we had asked for 50,000 and they submitted a budget for 30,000, which was supposed to go to vote last Tuesday, as you all know, and it's been delayed while they fix whatever it is that needed to be fixed. And so we can all go to the polls on the 20th. I think, what is it? The beginning of June.
No, the referendum is June 30th. The
Thank you.
special town meeting will be May 27th. And the only item on the agenda is just to, move that budget vote to the referendum on June 3rd.
Okay. So come to the referendum if you want, but by all means go vote on Thursday at the polls from 12 to 8, although I do understand that absentee ballots will be available if you contact Town Hall. So.
Excuse me, Don.
Yes.
May 27th is the special.
Is the special town meeting,
Okay,
which will, the whole, as Crystal just said, the only thing on the agenda is to move this vote to referendum.
right.
That
And then-
will be at 7 o'clock at the Woodstock Middle School, and it'll be live only. We're not doing it hybrid.
So no Zooming on the 27th.
Right. And then I'm sorry, what happens on June 3rd?
June 3rd is the referendum itself.
Oh, okay, all right.
June 3rd or June 30th?
June 3rd, 3.
Great. Oh, okay.
It's a Thursday, so write that in your calendars because we're all used to voting on Tuesdays, and there was some discussion as to whether or not we could figure it out, but I have faith in all of us. So Thursday, June 3rd, 12 to 8. Okay.
Great, thank you.
Next we have committee reports. Crystal, do you have anything from conservation?
Yes, at the end of April, we held a pollinator kind of a educational webinar that was, we had a presenter from somebody from the Xeres Society, and it was on Zoom. We had about 30 people, and I recorded it, and we put the link on the Conservation Commission website. If people are interested, they can watch it. So we were really excited to be able to make that happen and talk about the importance of pollinators and how to support them. And we had some discussion about reaching out to open space and ag and kind of moving towards working with them to maybe talk about support for the importance of land for agriculture, and especially with large solar field farm arrays coming. And I know that can be
Problematic.
that can be problematic. And so that's a discussion that we are looking at starting.
Okay, and what type of support would you be looking for from this committee? Just to have us all show up?
Yeah, just to have you on board or have a discussion. I know Jean Pillow was talking about maybe amending. I think there's a solar ordinance and maybe amending it. And I don't have the details yet as to exactly what the wording is that she was looking to do, but it's in the discussion stage right now, and
Okay,
we'll be getting more in. Somebody on the committee was going to get more information on it, and then once we get a draft, I think we'll probably be putting it out to, you know, ag and open space and P&Z and yeah.
okay. I did see Jean's initial outreach to planning and zoning through Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon copied me on the response, so I saw that, but they were just talking about whether or not there was an ordinance in Connecticut or in Woodstock as opposed to the state statutes. So that's all.
So we did come up with an ordinance when we established that solar farm on Payne District,
Yes, but it's by the state.
going by state guidelines.
Yes, and the state guidelines right now still incentivize farmland. And there had been, under the previous commissioner, a concerted effort made to stop that, you know, not to prohibit it. If a farmer wanted to put the stuff on his land, that would be fine, but it would no longer be incentivized the way it's incentivized to put it on our roofs of our buildings. So that we wouldn't be saving farmland with one hand and then paying people to cover it up with solar panels on the other hand, that we'd be more consistent. But that hasn't gone anywhere under the current commissioner. So I think that might be what Jean was alluding to. So yes, there are local guidelines in coherence with what the state said. When we did our solar field, which was placed in an appropriate place, but nobody asked me.
There wasn't much else we could do with that land, so.
Right, which is why it's a good
Yeah.
place. Was
Yeah.
not active farmland. It's on a hill. It's doing its job up there. It's not in anybody's face. So that was a good thing.
Yep.
Anything from planning and zoning, Sid? Oh, I'm sorry, Crystal. Were you done? Was there anything else?
Nope, I don't have anything else.
Okay. Anything from planning and zoning, Sid?
Not a whole lot going on. A relatively simple 3-lot subdivision on. Where'd that go?
Synexit?
That's already been approved and underway. English Neighborhood Road,
Ah.
using existing road frontage. Minor driveway issue on Center Cemetery Road. And then Roots Down, the former restaurant, is going to reopen as Thai Basil.
Good.
So that was approved, and no timeframes as far as when that will open, but it would be nice to see that restaurant become alive again.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
And that gas station out in West Woodstock's been approved?
Out by Bungay?
Yes, yep.
I heard they worked the bugs out of it so that everyone agrees on all the items and.
Yeah, it generated quite a bit of discussion. Surprisingly, there's that, what is it, Dollar General just down the road now?
Yeah,
In
Yep.
Eastford, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure that'll,
that's got
Yeah,
everything
simple
from soup to
business.
nuts.
I'm sorry, what's
except
that?
gas.
Oh.
Except gas, it doesn't have gas.
Yeah, right, yep, yeah. So other than that, it's been relatively quiet.
Amy, has rec met at all? Or are you starting to meet again?
They have met a couple times. I was at the meeting this week. We had a couple discussions, nothing really big. We had a problem with a tennis camp for the summer, and who normally does it cannot do it. We had one of our programs, I think it was dog obedience, is offered by another town. It's more sessions and less money. So it was just, some problem solving. We're not doing the Memorial Day race, or that has all been canceled. So recreation's a little harder because it's a lot of hands-on and interactions. So I
Yeah.
think they're kind of going a little slower. Yeah, so it's not anything really to report.
Okay. Well, maybe after today's announcement, all of us will go back to meeting in person and things will go back a little bit to the way they were before. And I think that's it. We don't have any selectmen here. We know sort of kind of what Board of Finance is doing. And that's it for committee reports. Before we go into executive session, I would like it if we could put it in the minutes that that Prospect Farm, owned by the Chattel family, was and the Chattels were very happy about that. That was a project that we had facilitated, but it didn't cost the town any money. So we get some credit because we pointed them in the right direction. But the Chattels are very happy. Connecticut Farmland Trust is very happy. And that's another 14 acres that will be available for future farming. They're going to keep it in hay, at least at this point.
That's an article on the front page of the Villager a week or two ago. about
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. So then we can go into executive session to discuss ongoing projects.
So move.
Second.
So that's at 7:12 we went in. So that was all the news from Lake Wobegon this week. So it was, it's nice to have another project. I also got another 2 letters from other landowners who aren't ready to go even public with us, but I will have some more reports for next week because I'm going to have lunch with various people. So
Good.
things are good, not perfect, but good. So thank you all for coming and making these actions possible because you show up. And go vote so that we can have money.
Mhm.
And anybody have anything else before we adjourn?
I think I'm all set.
Okay, George, Amy, Crystal, okay.
Nope,
Thanks.
I think-
Thanks for coming, Amy. I know this is not your favorite thing
I
to do.
almost missed it. The phone went ding and I was like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, I can't focus when I'm in the house. I have kids and dogs and time just flies.
I get it. So you get a special thank you for doing it. Okay, so
My pleasure.
our next meeting is June 10th. Thank you. So look forward to seeing you all there then. Oh, and perhaps, I mean, Krista will know, but perhaps we'll be meeting together in a big room. And we
So
won't
we
even have,
do, we do have, I mean, these executive orders 9B, 7B and 9H are being extended. However, what 9H does is it says that if any board or commission member does not feel comfortable meeting in person, we have to give them the opportunity to do remote. So
okay,
like if 4 of us are like, we're good in person and 1 or 2 are like, we're not, we can run the meeting as a hybrid meeting.
okay,
So, but that does require more coordination on my end. I have to physically be in the large meeting room, but also be running the Zoom meeting. So it can be done, but I just need to know ahead of time. I can't just do it from my house.
Okay,
But I think the way we see a gradual return to meetings is with meetings being required to be in the large meeting room. I don't think putting, groups of people in those small meeting rooms is going to happen right now. So, we would be in the large meeting room.
okay. Straw poll, who's interested in meeting in person?
Oh, me.
Sid's okay, George is okay. Amy, I can't see you, so I don't know.
No, sorry, I had the dogs jumping.
That's
I
okay.
like in person.
You like in person.
Yes.
Crystal, I'm assuming so, and I know Charlene's very anxious to meet in person. So I'll shoot Chan a note and see what his preference is. And I'll send out the agenda earlier next month so that we can get a sense, Crystal, if you need to do everything.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Thank you. And then just, do a formal poll and let me know, Crystal, we'd like to be in person. Can we do it? Just because yeah, I just need to make sure there's not another group in there that night, which usually on our nights, it's only Arboretum and they're at 6 o'clock. So if they want to be in person also, we'll have to, let them know they need to end so we can start, but we'll figure that out.
Okay,
If you ever need a bigger space, you can always use the upstairs of the Grange Hall. It's bigger than that room. I don't mind.
we have to make it available to everybody and anybody in town when we do that, and we have to.
They could,
post-
I'm just saying, the space is
Yeah.
big enough if it was a conflict of that, and it is available to anyone. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, it's a public thing. So if that's ever a need for a town meeting, just let me know. That room is bigger than the meeting room in the town hall, and it's available.
Okay, thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
Love seeing that building used again.
Me too.
Okay, so that's all I have. A motion to adjourn then.
So move.
Second.
Second, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Have a good night.
We'll see
Aye.
you.
All right.